Y'all know that song? I was on the treadmill Friday, and it was blasting all around me. I was like, oh my God, it's just everywhere. Everywhere. But here's the point. God, it is so time for us to just say what you want to say. How many of you are still not saying what you want to say? And the rest of you are? No, really think about it. I mean, we really have been educated, taught, not to say what we want to say, but to say what is appropriate in every given situation, as though what I want to say isn't appropriate in every given situation. There is a way for me to say what I want to say in a respectful, thoughtful, intelligent manner that is on principle at all times. Do you know that? Yes. Good. You can do that. So, the song starts with the words, "You can be amazing." You can be amazing. How many of you right now can look at yourself and say, I am amazing? Raise your hand. Great. Okay, good, Jose. So, there are things I bet you could tell me, though, that you would look at and say, that's not amazing. This part of myself is not so amazing. Do you all have that? Those things that you... Good, Jose. So, so these are things that this is not so amazing. So what I'm talking about is understanding I am amazing from such a global sense that we get the concept, we get the idea that I am amazing through it all. And in that, I get to say what I want to say. I get to have what I want to have, as Ellen said. I get to decide what I want to decide. At all times, not just when it's appropriate. So, say what you want to say, and let the words fall out. I want to see you be brave. So, how many of you would call yourselves brave? Okay, but what does that mean? What does it take to be brave in North Hollywood? I mean, I know what the early apostles had to do to be brave, which, by the way, how do you like our new set? I walked in after this went up, and I was like, okay, I hear a talk about Moses coming. So, but Easter is coming, so it's like very appropriate. I should be flying in for Easter. So brave. I know what it means to be brave in the face of, and the title of my talk today is Facing the Lions. When a lion shows up, I know what it means to be brave in that concept. But what does it mean to be brave metaphysically? Well, you are all brave to the extent that you are really willing to stand in I am God. To say I am God and mean it and live it and walk the world with it and actually mean it and embody it, that takes bravery in the world that we live in right now. I think that's going to change. But you're the changers. We are the changers. We're the ones standing in that and showing everyone else that they can be amazing too, can be amazing. In order to be the amazing that we are, though, we have to embrace what we are and who we are. Ernest Holmes said this, I must learn to accept my desires as though they were already accomplished facts. I must learn to accept my desires as though they were already accomplished facts. So, I had a few moments while it was raining the other day, and I stayed in my living room, and many of you know I live in a house that's a little bit like a fishbowl. It's all glass. So the rain is like hitting the walls of my living room, and it was actually quite fun. And I grabbed a magazine, and it's a magazine called Departures. So I grabbed this magazine and I start looking, and there, one of the first things I find is this advertisement for Royal Caribbean Cruises. You all know I love cruising. But what I loved on ships, just to be clear, Kevin, he obviously knows that. So, here's what was on their advertisement. I just loved it. It said, you really can have it all. It's all included. What a great logo, right, John Livesey? Is that not a great logo? What? Tagline. Oh, thank you for the correction. So it's a tagline. That's good. Great tagline. You're right, because their logo is that other thing. Right, good. Talk to me later. So, you really can have it all. It's all included. I was like, oh my God, that is like science of mind. You really can have it all. Why, Brad Blaisdell?
Because it's included.
Exactly, right? Because it's all included. We think we're outside of the stuff we want. We think that it's not included. Prosperity is not included in what we came here with. We have to make that happen. Love is not included. I have to go find it out. I have to go to love.com and find it. I have to go to Dial a Date and find it. Now, I'm not saying those are tools, so I get it. But it's all included. Do you get it? And it goes right there with Ernest Holmes. I must learn to accept my desires as though they were already accomplished facts. You really can have it all. It's all included. I am God means it's all included, Ellen. That house with the wraparound porch is included in your DNA. Aren't you excited about that? Get out of that apartment, right? But love it while you're in it. Because that's what we must do. Love it while we're in it, right? It's all included. The big career that all of you want, and I know you all do. These big careers, these great performing, acting, singing, dancing, juggling careers that you all want, it's all included. We just forgot somewhere along the line. And so, because we forgot, we're not saying what we want to say, we're saying what we think we can say. Well, I can have a nice apartment, but the wraparound, right? Say what we want to say. So, first, Ernest Holmes, I must learn to accept my desires as though they were already accomplished facts. So the first thing we have to do, accept your desires. How many of you have big desires? Good, Jose. So many of you, is there anybody here who has small desires? Has little desires? You, Kevin? Oh, I thought Kevin's going me. I was like, oh my God, no. We all have big desires. You know why you have big desires?
Because we're God.
Yes, because you're God. And as God, it's all included. Let's say that. It's all included. Lisa Stanley, say it really loud.
It's all included.
Oh, that's a lot of Lisa Stanleys. So, as God, it's all included. So, I get to accept my desires. Don't run away from your desires. Don't run away from your desires. This month is all about let it fly. Let those desires fly. Let those needs fly. Let those thoughts that you want to make into manifestations, let them fly. Now, Ellen, just so you know, we don't talk before these things. My practitioners just get up and talk based on sort of what the theme is. But she's absolutely right. And that's what we're going to talk about too today. Letting go of what you need to let go of. Baggage. So that you can fly. So that you can let it fly. Say what you want to say and let the words fall out. So, how many of you here were at Mark Anthony Lord this week? Yeah, the rest of you, you really missed it. Mark Anthony Lord gave a magnificent talk up here, put a whole new spin on suffering, and his workshop was amazing. Just amazing. I don't usually take the workshops because I'm usually too busy. I took this one, and it was just amazing. Just remarkable. Liza, are you here? Liza's not here. She was my partner in the workshop. And what happened in the workshop is he did this exercise that we do in foundations, which is, what do you want? And he asked you, your partner said, what do you want? And you had to answer them. But then they had their next response was, what do you want? And that went on for 7 minutes. What do you want? Great. What do you want? What do you want? Until you were like, you were literally worn down, and suddenly what you really wanted came out. Because we were no longer just saying the words that we were educated to say, the words that were appropriate to say. What do you want? Well, I want that house with the wraparound. Yeah, I know I want that. I want a new car. I want this. I want that. But okay, so what do you want? So what do you want? And what it really got to was, why do you want all those things? Once you find out why you want all those things, you're going to know what you really want. And I kept hearing myself say, I want this, I want this, I want this. It kept going lower and lower, higher and higher and higher, but I kept getting deeper and deeper till I finally got it. I just want freedom. I want to be free. And I got to it, and I wrote it down for you all today. I am free to be the best version of me possible. I just want to be free to be the best version of me possible. That means free from all the mishigosh, free from all the crap, free from all the negative thinking or negative discussions, free from all the gossip and all the bickering, whatever's going on around me at any given time. Not that that's my daily routine, by the way, but just... But lately it's been a lot of that. But just free from all of this stuff. How can I live as God and decide to live at that level of God? Way down here. Because it's still God. But I don't want to be way down there. I want to live way up here, where I am free to fly. So that's my affirmation for me from that workshop. I am free to be the best version of me possible. Ernest Holmes says, naturally, if we wish to experience that which is good, I must no longer think or act in a destructive way. If you want to experience all that you consider good, you must be willing to stop involving yourself in all that does not serve you. Because there's only the constructive and the non-constructive, the destructive. It's not good and evil. We're way past that duality. It's, does this work or does it not work? Are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? Right? So, which is it? Sometimes I'm more amazing than I even realize. That was really good. Thank you, God. So, do you want to be destructive with your life and keep thinking the things that are keep holding you in place in that song, in the cage? Or do you want to be free, to be the best you can possibly be? It really does mean you can't afford to involve yourself in all the stuff. And that exercise was great, really great for everyone in the room. What do you want? 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 I know you want all that. What do you want? And it was great to just let it go. Just keep letting it go. So Ernest Holmes says, naturally, if you're going to experience it, you have to be willing to let go of whatever needs to be let go of. And then he says, that, it seems to me, is the only restriction I need to consider, the restriction I put on my own mind. The title of my talk, as I said, Facing the Lions. So I have a question for you this morning. What are your lions? What are your lions? What shows up in your life that scares you so profoundly that you stop saying what you want to say and you start saying only that which you think you can possibly say? What are your lions? Is it money? A lot of people these days are telling me that's their lion. It's money. Money shows up and I forget who I am. I forget all principle. I just get scared and I freak out. I worked with someone this week and I said, you must go home right now and know exactly what's going on in your checking account, in your savings account. You must know everything that's going on in your financial world. Every bill you have, what is your debt, know everything. When I work with people on money, I am not interested in anyone who's going to stick their head in the sand. Because you will not get anywhere while your head's in the sand. You got to go, here's the mess that I have created. But guess what? I created it. And I'm going to now turn it around. So, what are your lions? What is it? Marriage, relationships, food. What are your lions? What is it that shows up that you suddenly are less than? You suddenly are not saying what you need to say. Ernest Holmes says, I am surrounded by an infinite creative law of mind which is without limit in its capacity to create or to do anything for me that needs to be done. I am surrounded by an infinite creative law of mind which is without limits, without limits. Not only surrounded by, I'm not just surrounded by, I am this creative law of mind that is without limits. As that person, as that truth, as that entity, how could anything appear that would make me afraid? Just put some logic there. If I really am the life principle, if I really am the truth, if I really am the law of mind, how is it possible for there to be anything that would stand in the way of me saying what I want to say and just let the words come out. Let the desires come out. Let the truth come out. So, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, between you and your ability to create the life you wish to live. I'm going to say that again. There is absolutely nothing between you and your ability to create the life you wish to live. As Ernest Holmes says, the only restriction that is there is one you've put there. That's it. I must learn to accept my desires. So I'm going to give you a second here to just think about, what are those desires? I had toyed with the idea of pairing you up this morning just because that exercise was so profound, and then I thought, what will it be like to hear 100 people asking each other, what do you want? I changed my mind. But you know what? Find someone that you love and trust, and try this exercise. It means you spend 7 minutes. Make it 10. Set a timer and just sit with them and let them just speak. Don't judge them. Don't help them out. Don't try to psychoanalyze what they're saying. That's not your job. It's just, what do you want? What do you want? You guys, married couple, do it together. What do you want? What do you want? And be willing to hear what you hear. It's an amazing gift. What do you want? To say what you want to say. So this month is about letting it fly. So here's my question to you. What are you ready to let fly? What are you ready to let fly? I went last night to the Celebrity Center and the Scientology Center over in Hollywood. And my husband was singing in a concert there with James Barber. And I took the kids there. It was really great. We're sitting in the second row, and Holland Taylor came with us and Mark Wyrick. It was a beautiful, incredible evening. The voices, my husband was spectacular. Just listening to these people sing, it was just an incredible evening. And there are these big double C's on the stage. And Will turns to me and he goes, what do you think the CC means? I went, Christ consciousness. And he let that go for a minute and he went, Dad, I think it means Celebrity Center. And I said, you can say Celebrity Center. I think it means Christ consciousness. And we just laughed. He went, of course you would think that. It was so amazing. My husband this year said to me, I need to get back to performing. I need to get back to what really makes me sing. And man, does that man sing. And that's what he's done. He's decided to go out and do what he wants to do. That's really why he gave up his office. He doesn't need an office for that, to go out into the world and really use his talents. And I, as his other half, I get to stand here, keep saying, what do you want? What do you want? And then helping, we get all emotional, helping to facilitate that in any way I can. What do you want? Because if he goes through his whole life not doing what he wants, not being who he was sent here to be, what good will that be? And if I were to not do what makes me happy, not do what really makes my soul sing, what good would that be? And just so you know, this makes my heart sing. What I do on a Sunday morning and all week here, when it's not the mishigosh of it, I love it. And I am doing my best now to not just get rid of the mishigosh, but to get rid of it by going right into it and saying, here's how this needs to be. You know, I've been so clear with my whole practitioner corps and everybody that's here. Transparency. Anybody who's not happy, tell me. If you sit with not being happy in your life, if you sit with not being happy in your world, and the very people you're not happy with are the very ones you're not telling, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Really? You have to be willing to, this song is so profound, to say what you want to say. And here's what's more important, say it to the people who can do something about it. So gossip, it just ruins the energy of a person's life. Telling stories, gossip, talking behind one another's back, it just doesn't work, folks. It keeps you in this dark place. Say what you want to say, but to the people who can help you. That means if you have someone in your life that you need to speak to, I would suggest today, before the Oscars, go talk to them. Say what you need to say. Just get it out and let the words fall out. Honesty. I want to see you be brave. That's the bravery we're talking about. So that wonderful slogan that we have it all. It's all included. You can have it all because it's all included. Now the thing about flying is, in order to fly, you really do have to, as Ellen said, let go of the weight that's holding you down. You have to be willing to let go of those things that you need to let go of, those people you need to let go of. Really let go of them. And that doesn't just mean walk away from a relationship. You've got to let go of them up here. And I don't mean let go of them by damning them to hell. Just to be clear. I mean, let go of them by loving them and knowing they're on their journey too. Let go of whatever you need to let go of if you want to fly. If you want to use this month to let it fly, you got to let go of whatever you need to let go of. You have a month to do it. So, what mental weight is holding you down? What is holding you down? You can be amazing. But what's going to turn the two words can be into you are amazing? Spiritually, you are. Metaphysically, you already are absolutely amazing. But if you're not living amazing in your life, then you're kind of missing what you're here to do. You are here to be amazing in all ways. And therefore, there is nothing you should ever be afraid to say. Say what you want to say. Dream what you dare to dream. Live what you dare to live. Be who you dare to be, knowing that that is I am God, with no apologies. And so are you. And that makes this world an amazing place to live in. I can have it all because it's all included. Namaste.